gives me great pleasure to do this video now because it's just been so miserable at West Ham. In fact, I'm not going to talk about that other stuff and that first team stuff at all now. But I just wanted to say that because of all that, it's going to be great pleasure to talk about the under-18s who beat Southampton 6-1 in the Cup semi-final. They're through to the final against Arsenal. I think it's on the 29th of April. I did look just before doing this video, but it didn't become evident exactly where the match is being held. So if anybody knows, I'd certainly love to know. And yeah, I mean, that's going to be something special to attend. When the game, which happened on Thursday night at London Stadium, I think 6,000-7,000 people attended that. It was excellent, and what an event and what an occasion for the lads who played. They played so well all season. So I didn't upload this yesterday because I didn't see the game. I didn't see the game live, so I've had to wait until I've seen the game. Now I've sat down, I've watched the game. I just want to come in here and say, yeah, well done, without giving you some insight and some individual performances. And I've got to say, it's easy to say this. It's a bit of a cliche, isn't it? Everybody played well, but they really did. Everybody played really, really well. Even for the goal that we conceded, actually. Even Mubama was chasing back. I mean, he's a centre forward, right? He's chasing back. He was at right back trying to stop the cross coming, and he chased the guy all the way down. I saw flashes of excellence from everyone in that team. They all looked really composed and settled and suited to their position. To be fair, we didn't see an awful lot from the goalkeeper, Terry. So I think his first name Mason Terry. I think that might be right. But apologies if it's not. But he did make one really, really good save. And I say that he wasn't called into action that much because the rest of the team played so well. But he did do a really wonderful reflex save, tipped it over the top. And then there was another one where one of the Southampton players tried to curl it in. Right, like, you imagine Bowen curling the ball in. It was a bit like that. And he was having none of it. No, I'll just take that. Thank you very much. So, I mean, really, really good from Batram, from Skulls. Skulls, you've seen Skulls play before. He played really well as well. I'll tell you, Orford was the number 4. Really good range of passing. Had really fierce shot on him as well, I noticed. But really good long-range passing from that kid. Very, very impressed with that. Clayton was... Really, I think it might have been Clayton's delivery. He seemed to have a good delivery on him. Might have been his delivery for Marshall. Marshall's goal. Really, really, really good shape on the ball. I mean, basically, he delivered the ball better than anybody. He was sort of in the right back area when he delivered that cross. He certainly delivered it better than anybody in the first team's been doing this season. I'll tell you that much. What Marshall did when he controlled the ball, though, he does everything quick, that boy, Marshall. What I'll do is at the end of this video, I will see if I can nick a bit of footage from the club. But there's some celebrations afterwards. Not the chocolates. The kids, basically, say the kids, they're young men. They're all probably bigger than me, let's be fair. But they were all celebrating afterwards. And I thought it was really, really nice scenes. But at the end of it, Marshall goes and gives his shirt away. I thought, what a great thing to do. A really, really nice thing to do. That's a hell of a memento for him. I watched the interviews afterwards, by the way. Everyone interviews really, really well. Kevin Keane, such a humble, nice, quiet, unassuming man. I mean, there's a lot of calls for Keane maybe to get the top job at the moment. I don't want him to. I don't want him to have to suffer all that nasty pressure and all the rest of it. Continue doing what you're doing. Get to the Arsenal game. Win a trophy. You coach your kids and deal with all the rest later. That's what I'd say. But he spoke so well. Kelly there, very, very good. Nice and composed. Earthy. I mean, he ain't bad. He ain't bad at all. I'm sorry if I miss people out on it. I really, really am. I don't mean to. Everyone that I saw play, I thought was really, really decent. By the way, he's skillful. Earthy is skillful. Again, a lot of these kids do their stuff quick. I noticed the same with Kadua. Again, he does stuff quick. Before the opposition is set. But I was really very, very impressed with Earthy, has to be said. Marshall himself, again, I tell you, he reminds me. I mean, he's left-footed, but he reminds me a little bit of Jermaine Defoe. Again, it's quick. The shot happens before anyone's set, before defenders are set. I think those three, and maybe Mbama in particular, Earthy, Marshall, Kadua, and Mbama, because Mbama, again, he does shoot early a lot of the time. It's a really good thing to do, actually. You don't see too many do it. I remember, as I say, Defoe used to do it. He used to shoot really early. Robbie Fowler made a career out of it, really, didn't he? He wasn't too bad as a left-footed player, by the way. Mbama got a hat-trick, in case you don't know. Pretty damn fine, right? Excellent. And the link-up. So Kadua was the captain. Got 2 assists, set up both of Mbama's his first 2 goals, and scored a goal himself. Good goal, by the way. I've got to be honest, didn't know anything about him really, but looks a really good player, versatile. I think in terms of the wide players at West Ham, I know he's an age group above, but it's Sawyer who's sort of grabbed my attention in terms of wide players this season. But yeah, I thought it was really good, and he looked handy when he popped up in different areas of the pitch as well. So. Kevin Keane spoke about it being a good story with the captain. I don't know. I don't claim to know what the story is, but hey, look, sounds good to me, right? And yeah, if you're going to lead your team to a 6-1 win, fair play. Mbama, he looked like he had a bit of time with the first team, didn't he? If you saw it, he looked like the senior youngster, which is a sort of contradiction at terms. Couple of the subs. I just want to make sure that I've got this absolutely right. Well, first of all, Rig. I mean, did you see him? Did you see him when he came on? He's not mucking around, is he? Twisty, turny, and I mean, he looks a. I mean, I didn't see much. All right, but what I did see, I thought, wow, that's really, really good. Earthy left, and then Rig came on. And I said Earthy played really, really well. Well, not like quite a carbon copy. It's amazing how many players of the team were comfortable on their left foot, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. But, was very impressed with both of those two. Obviously, we didn't see a lot of them. But he weren't on the pitch for long. He sort of helped create the goal. For Fawamni, I think that's his name. Fawamni. I do apologise if I got that wrong. Well, he scored a goal. I mean, he weren't mucking around either. He came straight on. He was buzzing, right? The look on his face, the unbridled joy on his face for scoring what was our 6th goal at that point was wonderful. I mean, there's moments these people are never going to forget at all. I feel thrilled for their families, thrilled for them, thrilled as a West Ham fan that there's this crop of talented youngsters. I mean, that much is clear. You're not going to reach a final if some of them are not talented. And those of you a certain vintage will remember. You remember, right? You remember against Coventry City. You remember Joe Cole? Cohen was there as well. Newton. There were some really good players, weren't there, in that youth team back then? And we did ever so well. And won the Youth Cup final, of course. So. You don't get there if you're not talented. There's some talented youngsters in here. I don't want to tarnish this video by talking about their progression to the first team. Those are conversations for another day, and they shouldn't, hopefully not even thinking about that now. They've got this Arsenal game to look forward to. They've got this final to look forward to. I'll tell you now, there are some really, really good players in that throughout, in all positions, all areas of the pitch, actually. And you can't help but sort of watch and make comparisons to certain senior players and I wonder what such and such would do in the first team. There are some, but you can't ask for more than that, can you? There are some really competent defenders in there, some pretty decent and strong long-range passer like Orford, skillful like Earthy. There's a real blend in midfield as well. And then you've got a forward line there, which was pretty damn dangerous, gotta say. All the goal scorers, were looked really, really good, and they all seem to have sort of different qualities as well. And Mbama and Marshall complemented each other really, really well. I don't see. I mean, he's a grown man. Mbama's a grown man. There's no reason for him not to not to feature really. But I am. That's the one thing I am normally saying. At any point of the season, I'll be saying chuck them in, chuck them in. But now I think there's so much negativity around the first team squad. I would almost, but I actually would like to shield them from that and until things change. But I tell you what, they've got a bright future ahead of them. But it's the immediate future that's going to be interesting. Which, as I say, is April 29th. We understand. We can read the comments of interest on here and see if anybody has got a few more details. I probably won't publish this until significantly after I've recorded it. So maybe a few more details will be out until then. But how great, the club needed that real feel-good factor. So pleased for them, so pleased for fans, so pleased for everyone in the stadium. I'm pleased. I am pleased. I tell you now, not to be doing a video about owners and David Moyes and stuff like that. It's been a nice bit of light relief, as was watching it. Watching it was an absolute joy. So look, we wish them well. Well, you'll all be following it yourselves, I'm sure. And be interested to know if we can get those tickets to go and support them during that Arsenal game.
Yes, come on!